Red Nation, are we here?
The best show for Chicago sports.
Yeah. What's good? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, what is good? It is your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. We got a lot to get into on today's episode. Gotta react to what we're seeing from Hard Knocks right now. Because, I mean, let's be 100% honest. They're getting me a little excited out here. They're getting me a little excited. This is one of the best episodes that we saw. And then, there's been some concern around Keenan Allen. And he continues to cook at camp. We got to talk about the relationship between him and Caleb Williams building. The Bears getting back some key players on defense. And of course, starters not playing versus KC, except for select ones. What the heck does select mean? Ladies and gentlemen, it's 8/21/2024. Your boy's up early. And we're 3 weeks away from football season. Let's go! Hey, yeah. Big vibes in the morning. Big vibes in the AM. Yeah, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily, the Morning Breeze edition. As we do 3 times a week right now, we will be adding a couple more days as the months go on. But right now, 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6:30 a.m. to about 7:15-ish, depends on what we feel in that day. And we break down everything that's going on in Chicago sports. A lot of Bears talk right now. I'm not talking Cubs. I'm not talking White Sox. Definitely not talking about the Bulls and them basically doing nothing. But a lot of stuff going on around this Bears team right now. And, of course, the biggest thing going on around this team is Hard Knocks. First off, shout out to the chat. Yeah. Raymond Bennett said number 1. He was number 1 in the chat. Good vibes in the building. Shout out to Brandon True. Shout out to Corey Swope. Noah P in this mug. Davey Streb in this mug. New Harper in the building. Shout out to y'all, man. Ricky Dawson in this mug. Baki in the chat. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love, man. Hard Knocks was a good one last night. I'm not gonna lie. To me, best episode that they've had. Here's the thing about Hard Knocks, right? I'm not gonna lie. I get it that, you know, we want to tell the behind the scenes stories, but the behind the scenes stories are still supposed to be football stories. These behind the scenes stories have basically just been the family stories. And I have a tough time, I guess not caring, but like, I have a tough time sitting there and being like, oh, I did want to see about the in-depth workings of a family day. So this episode was more of a football episode. I think it was more football focused. And so I was very intrigued watching this one. Of course, you see some, I love the fact that you see the relationship with Flus and Caleb. I love the fact that you're seeing Flus sitting there breaking down with Caleb. Okay, what do you see in here? What do you want to see? How is this going to work with you? Right? Flus is taking a very hands-on approach to how he's handling his quarterback, and I think that that's just, you know, in reality, it's probably not something that hasn't happened here before, but it seems like the relationship here is very good, especially early on. And I mean, listen, you can't hate on what you're seeing as far as the process he's going through, because it seems like, I mean, from week 1, I've been up there at training camp every day. You can see the development of Caleb Williams. And I think it really showed in this episode when you see the game and Caleb's headset is going in and out. Now, for the conspiracy theorists out there, right? For the people who know that the Bears are going to shape some things one way or the other, do you feel like maybe there was a little bit of a Caleb Williams didn't struggle, his headset was just going in and out? Do you feel like that was kind of fed to the Hard Knocks crew? Do you feel like that was something that was really happening? Because I ain't gonna lie, like I was like, oh, Caleb didn't struggle. He just had headset issues. And I'm not saying it didn't happen, but it felt like that was a little bit like, yeah, just slide that in there. Make sure you let the people know that. But I thought here's my point in all of that though. The headset issues show an example of why Caleb Williams is ahead of schedule because Shaden Waldron is calling this play, and as the play is coming in, it's being broken up because the mic inside the headset is not working, right? But Caleb Williams is still able to go out there and piece together what the play is. And that tells me that this guy has an understanding of the playbook already because he's like, I'm missing half of the play here. But okay, I can get the gist of what you're calling. Here we go. Let me call it. Okay, so this is the play that we running here. All right, don't worry about it. I got it. He's waving guys off. Don't call the timeout. I'll put it together. I just feel like that to me is Caleb Williams really showing um an understanding that you wouldn't expect a rookie to have. An understanding of not only just the playbook, but how to navigate an offense that you wouldn't expect a rookie to have. And that is an exciting feeling as a Bears fan, right? He's getting the play in his headset, whatever it is. I got it. I can call it. Don't worry about it. That tells you that they have prepared him the right way. That tells you that they have prepared him to be in a position to go out there. And hey, if you need to do this on your own, you got it. Here you go. Because when you're in the 2-minute drill and stuff like that, you're not sitting there waiting for the next play. You just got to go. Boom. Here we go. Get down. Let's call it. Hey, we're up. We up. We up. We got to play up tempo. You have that ability easier when your understanding of the playbook is higher. By the way, just to let you guys know, we over 100 in the chat. No. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button. If you have not done so, subscribe to the page, man. Leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Appreciate y'all for showing love. I thought that was very exciting to see, right? That was part of it. Now, of course, I feel like they kind of forced that in there. They're like, he didn't struggle. Because the second the headset is fixed, all of a sudden he's lacing it downfield. Not 2 seconds after that headset is fixed, now he's ready to go. You know what I mean? I thought that was cool, though. Something else from the episode that I think really stood out to me was getting an opportunity to watch Ryan Poles' thought process on the possible trade that he was looking to make to add the opposite defensive end, right? And what I thought was interesting about that is when he's calling up for Judon, he sets the contract, or he set the trade parameters as, if we can work out a contract, we will then make the trade for you. If we can work out a contract, then we're okay with going all in for this trade and bringing in Matthew Judon. And we had heard that was the reason that they didn't end up getting something done, that the numbers didn't work out. But I love seeing the process of the emotions that he's going through on something like that, because clearly he wants Matthew Judon. Clearly he wants to add Judon to the team. But you see the level-headedness of our GM. You see the level-headedness of Ryan Poles, where he goes, I would love to have this guy on the team, but if I'm not going to hamstring the team long term. I'm not going to put the team in a position where, we're taking a chance. He even understands we're taking a chance. He's coming off an injury. He's a 32-year-old player, right? You don't know if that's going to if he's going to come back the same player that he left as. And so we want to get him on the team. And I think that's the thing. You see the range of emotions, and we've seen that this entire time, right? When he didn't think Rome was going to fall to him, right? He's like, I want to trade up. I want to go after this guy. He wants to add the talent to this team, but and this is what I love about it. He's got his plan. He's got his direction. Because of that direction, he knows where he wants to go, and he's not going to deviate from that plan. Yes, there's going to be little, all right, but I can add this that still gets me there. If I add this piece here, that still puts me in that position, right? I just love the forward thinking that you're getting from Ryan Poles and the forward thinking that we've continued to see out of Ryan Poles week in and week out. Yeah, I mean, like that's been the fun part of watching Hard Knocks, kind of getting to see the ins and outs of him being the GM. I probably enjoyed that more than any of the actual football stuff, right? Like, because I don't care about the Austin Reed story, guys. I just, yeah, I mean, like, it's cool, right? Parents are at the game. He's not going to be on the team. I don't care about the Austin Reed story. I don't care about yeah, I'll give the Bajan story a little bit more leeway. I don't care about the Tory Taylor story. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't care about Tory Taylor driving into the stadium. There's a good chunk of this that I'm like, you could have kept this. I'm glad that DJ Moore is a family man and is going to the museum and all of that. I don't. The best part that came out of episode 2 was, to me, I found out about the Museum of Ice Cream, and now I get to take my daughter to it. By the way, the prices have gone up. I care about the football things that are happening. I love the on-field stuff between Caleb Williams and Shane Waldron. I'm loving the on-field stuff between Flus and Caleb. Not getting much training camp though. This is a very weird Hard Knocks. It's the training camp Hard Knocks, but we've seen almost none of training camp. But I digress. At least I think the best thing that we've been able to see is the Ryan Poles process. Right? We've seen him, how he's gotten the DJ Moore contract done. We've seen him sitting there talking about, or talking with Ian Cunningham about, okay, it looks like Caleb's gotten better. We've seen him, right, bringing in Matt Ryan to take a look at some of the quarterbacks and stuff like that. Like, I love that stuff. That's the best thing that has come out of Hard Knocks to this point to me. Because the other stuff, I don't. Yeah, I mean, like, it's cool. That's nice. That's nice. That's great. There's a ferret. Shout out to the ferret. Shout out to the ferret. Antoine Jackson said, Pat, without all that kind of stuff, it would just be a documentary. That's what Hard Knocks was. Hard Knocks was a show about football. It was literally like the training camp Hard Knocks are usually training camp. I want a football documentary. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just me. I'm not saying that you can't like it, but just give me more football. I'm here for football. But I'm a different kind of person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the type of guy who I don't watch anything besides sports and anime. You know what I mean? Like, I don't watch a ton of, like, I don't watch reality TV. I don't watch, like, if my TV's on, I'm watching sports. You know what I mean? So for me, I mean, I just don't like it. Y'all can like it. That's all good. I would rather watch just the football parts, and I have, and I've enjoyed the football parts of it. Tell me more stories about the guys that are going to be on the team, though. Tell me more stories about the guys that are going to make the team. Like, don't tell me the stories about Austin Reed. Austin Reed ain't making his team. Don't tell me the stories about the guys that are You know, okay, we talked about Valus Jones and the ferret. Cool, that's nice. Sorry, that's how I like. That's what I wanted to see. I want to see football. But hey, I digress. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. Appreciate y'all for showing love. We see some of the comments. Michael Curry said, "How is this different from the Jets last year? Going to the Opera, it's no different." I didn't like that last year either. I want to see football. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. More football, Pat. You asking the NFL too much? Not really. That's how this show started off. That's how this show started off. Rodney Walker, no love for the Austin Booker story. I will say this, and I thought that this was very, very telling. I thought that this was very, very telling. When you heard last night the Matthew Judon conversation, right? And then he looks at his assistant and he says, the assistant tells Ryan Poles that, if you think about it, we traded a fourth for Austin Reed, basically saying where the values are at on one player versus the other, on Matthew Judon versus Austin Reed. But to me, I also looked at that as kind of a how good they feel about Austin Reed, that you can say, hey, look, we traded a fourth for Austin Reed and we got 4 years of control on this guy. We don't have to pay big money. And he's going to give us big production, basically. You can tell in that room. I'm sorry, I said Austin Reed, Austin Booker. You can tell in that room that the belief around Austin Booker is through the roof. The belief around Austin Booker is that this guy's going to not only, right? Like, we traded a fourth for Austin Booker and we got 4 years of control. To me, says, give him some time. He'll get the Judon level. And I love talking with like guys like Tom Thayer and stuff like that about, what really stands out about Austin Booker, talking with Yurko about that. And they all say the same thing. He's got natural pass rush moves. He's not operating off of things that he's being taught. He's not making plays off of things he's being taught. He's just going out there. Now he has to know where he needs to be on the defense. He has to know, what he needs to do. But he's not going out there and he's like, okay, I need to do the long arm move that they taught me to do this, and then I need to spin. It's all natural for him. And even Flus, right? When I talked to Flus about Booker, he said that the main thing about him is the motor that he has. He never, ever stops. And I think that comes from him not getting a ton of those snaps. I think it comes from him not getting a ton of reps and always having to fight for those reps growing up or coming up in football. And now, as it's continuing to go, those guys have those high motors. As you continue to go, as you continue to want more, as you continue to get more opportunity, the motor doesn't go away. And because he is that type of player, I think, right, I said this a couple of weeks ago. To me, Austin Booker could be a Chase Young type of player. But the biggest question on Chase Young was always, it seems like he doesn't want to play sometimes. It seems like he doesn't want to go as hard as he can sometimes, right? Especially on rundowns. You're not going to have that problem with this young man. And y'all know I've been high on Austin Booker for a long time. I've been high on Austin Booker for a long time. I wanted the Bears to draft him. I wanted the Bears to draft him in the 4th round, but you end up getting him in the 5th for a future 4th, which is fine. It's crazy to me that he fell down that far. It's crazy to me that he fell down that far, but you can see the belief that they have around this young man. in that building already, and he's 3 games into the season. Into the preseason, I should say. And he's going to get probably a good chunk of run here on Thursday, where we got to talk about that as well, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in and showing love. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. Shane O'Mac said Max Crosby vibes. A little bit. A little bit. I don't know if I'm all the way. Max Crosby a little different. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm all the way there yet. But I do get I get excited when I watch Austin Booker rush the passer, because it's just like whatever it needs for me to get there, I will do, and I will get there. Shout out Baki in the chat. Say, can we take a moment to appreciate our GM and for how he operates? Because after watching the Giants GM on Hard Knocks, it feels good to have competency at the GM position. Dog, yes. 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 It's so weird. And this is crazy to say, right? Because we've had a lot of success in this city. But let's be honest, Jerry Krause is probably the best GM Chicago has had. Ryan Poles already has the chance to take that throne. Ryan Poles already has the chance to take that title. Because a lot of what Jerry Krause did was built around, I've got the best player in the NBA. A lot of what Jerry Krause did was, I've got the best player in the league right now, and I'm going to add pieces around that. Ryan Poles has gone out about this, to me, in a much more logical way, in a methodical way. And yes, there has to be some fortune that has to take place, right? The Panthers being absolute idiots absolutely helps things fall in your lap. But if we're being honest, you still got to make the right decision. Guess what? The Bears gave up 4 first-round picks for Khalil Mack. The Raiders only turned one of those into a solid player in Josh Jacobs. You still got to go out and make the picks. So it's not just the fact that Poles got all those picks from the Panthers and was able to get DJ Moore, but it's the fact that he was also able to turn that into Tyreek Stevenson. It's the fact that he was also able to turn that into Darnell Wright. It's the fact that he was also able to go out and continue to find talent. Oh, by the way, he also got the first-round pick the next season, and he went out and he got the quarterback that he feels is going to be best for this team. Excuse me. And he looks pretty dang good. Ryan Poles deserves every bit of his flowers, and I think that he's setting such a phenomenal precedent with how this team's foundation is being built and what the future of that team could mean. And dare I say, we talk about Caleb Williams looking like Pat Mahomes. Maybe he does. I don't know. I see things that Pat Mahomes does in other quarterbacks, but it still comes down to, can you maintain that level-headedness, which maybe Caleb can, right? I don't know about y'all. When I heard I don't get nervous. I ain't got nervous since, what did he say, freshman year of high school? I don't get nervous. Like, sir, you about to play an NFL game. You can have a little bit of nerves. No, I don't get nervous. Okay, I'll take that. I like that. So maybe he has that in him. But if nothing else, the number one thing that, to me, is anything like what Kansas City does is the logic that Ryan Poles uses to not only build the team, to not only add a ton of talent to the team, but to still be in a position to add more talent. we have Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett, Khalil Herbert is still on this team, so Khalil Herbert. You also you still got T. Scott, who looks like he's taking some steps in the right direction, right? Which means you drafted some solid pieces as well. On the flip side of that, you've got Jalen Johnson on a big contract. You've got Kevin Byard, but you've also got Jaquan Brisker. You've got Kyler Gordon. You've got Tyrese Stevenson. You've got Tremaine Edmonds. You've got TJ Edwards, and you've got $20 million in cap space still. Right? We talk about, a kid always says this. He says, if I can go out and win a championship, I'm going to kick the can as far down the road as I can, and eventually it's going to come due. But, right, when the can comes due, your team is in shambles. That's not how the Chiefs are operating. Yeah, the Chiefs paid Pat Mahomes that massive contract, but then they also said, yo, Pat, you want to keep winning? Because we can do that, but we gotta work some money out. We got to make some things happen here financially. And they have that work relationship where it works for them. Like, that to me is the most Kansas City-like thing that is on this Bears team. It is Ryan Poles. It is the guy who's going out there every single day trying to make this team better, but not being willing to put this team in a position that is going to cripple it. I love that. I love that that guy's my GM. I love that he's on this team. And I'm excited about what that's going to bring. Because I do think that it's going to bring what Bears fans have been waiting for a long freaking time. But hey, man, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. The other thing, I don't know if y'all saw this last night, and it, or if y'all saw this on Twitter, I should say, the whole Caleb Williams was holding hands with Lil Durk thing was dispelled. Like, you can see that he's holding his sunglasses and both of their hands are just down. Some of y'all dudes are weird, bro. Y'all are so worried about what this guy is doing in his personal life. And listen, maybe that's why everybody's sitting here like, oh, I love the family stuff on Hard Knocks. Oh, I love seeing these guys driving to the stadium. I just love that. Like, y'all so worried about what these mothers are doing in their personal lives. Not y'all specifically in the chat, but like just out there, like, dog, like when I saw that mess going around Twitter, I was like, I do not care. You want to know why? Because the people who are going on they homophobic rants, or the people who are going on they are worried about what Caleb Williams is doing in their personal life. First off, most of y'all lives is messed up out here. Most of y'all got your own problems going on, and y'all worried about what this kid that's got a $25.5 million signing bonus got going on. You know what I mean? And on top of all of that, you're sitting here talking about him. Oh, he has a man bag. He dresses different than everybody else I've seen. Y'all was out here dressing like Kiss and Earth, Wind, and Fire, dog. We seen the picture. We seen how y'all was dressing. Y'all remember the little sheer vest y'all was rocking tied in the middle with the crop top? We saw it. We got the pictures of y'all. Because they hanging up at Big Mama house. So who are y'all talking about? It's all these old heads out here sitting here going, oh, I just don't think that he dresses like a man. Sir, you had on 6-inch heels walking down the street with funk music playing on a boombox. Who are you talking about? You left your job at the plant and went to the disco to do cocaine and Quaaludes. Who are you to judge what this young man got going on? Like, y'all are the weirdest people in the world. Sitting here worried about what these mothers got going on in their personal lives. That's why I can't do the reality TV stuff, dog. I can't do the whole like, oh, I need to know what he had for breakfast on a Tuesday. I can't do all of that, bro. I don't have it in me. I just don't. I like they act like we don't remember. We see the pictures. Y'all all had afros. On both sides, I ain't gonna lie to you. On both sides, white and black, had afro. On the white side, y'all was out here rocking the leather vest, no shirt underneath, some weird corset thing. I don't know what that was going across. That mess had like mesh. It was like a mesh corset going on, tight leather pants, and high heels. We saw y'all. And y'all was wearing that to go work at a CVS on Tuesday. Who are y'all talking about? The funniest thing in the world, bro. Y'all be killing me with this. I'm so worried about, were him and Lil Durk holding hands? No, he was holding his sunglasses. He had a pink phone case and his nails were painted. He has a clear phone case and his nails weren't painted. And that was clearly, you know what the problem is too? Like, old folks, y'all got to figure out AI. Y'all got to figure out, because the world is going to mess y'all up. Y'all got to figure out AI, bro, because y'all, or at least figure out Photoshop. Because, I mean, the amount of people that I just see falling for stuff online every day, I'm just like, it's no way you think this is real. It's no way you think this is real. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. That's just me. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We didn't get to see much of training camp, and we haven't gotten to see much of training camp in Hard Knocks, but I've actually been out at training camp, so I've gotten to see a lot of training camp. So I'm a enlighten y'all a little bit on what we saw yesterday that I thought was very interesting and was very good. First things first, and practice times very early today. Today is a added practice. So you've got basically what's going to happen today is a dual practice because the starters are not playing. We got that news from Matt Eberflus yesterday. And I mean, listen, it just makes sense. You're going into the fourth Kansas City game. He said that Caleb has gotten a ton of great work in. I agree with that. I have commended Matt Eberflus for this training camp the entire time. Teams absolutely look prepared. I think that to me, how the Bears have gone about getting their work in has been really good as well. And I think here's the difference. And this is what we saw at camp yesterday. Remember early on, it was like defense, 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 offense. Now it's getting here. It's not even yet. It's not even yet. For the podcast listeners, I have my hands in two different positions. The defense is higher than the offense. It's not even yet. But it is absolutely closing the gap. And for every play that the defense makes, the offense is able to come back and make a play as well. To me, when you look at defensively, what we saw yesterday, first 11 on 11, I mean, the defense was after Caleb. They're moving him off of his spot. Some really good blitz concepts were added in. I mean, listen, there was one blitz. They sent Tremaine Edmonds on a blitz up the middle. Poor Gerald Everett. That poor bastard. He tried to jump in there, and his job is basically to block the blitzer. He's dead. Not really, but like how he got blown up on that play. I was like, ooh, Tremaine Edmonds basically runs through him and would have killed Caleb Williams if he had kept going. So it's good to see the defense on that level. First drive, defense all over. Javon Dexter pushing the pocket. He's dominating, loving it. But then you see the offense come back. See some really nice passes to Keenan Allen. See a beautiful dime down the left on the left side to Roma Dunze. A lot of rollouts and different things that we've seen in the game being utilized as well. But just seeing that back and forth, and I'll say this: there's a lot of people who have been worried about Keenan Allen on Reddit and on Twitter, and there's this rhetoric out there that he has gotten out of shape and he is fat and he's slow and he's not. I don't know where this is coming from. I believe that it's coming from. I saw one of the breakdowns where it basically said that I think it was. I don't think it was the QB school. I think it was maybe Chase Daniels, one of them, where it basically said, he's not even. Well, Keenan Allen's not even with him on this route, and so you can see he's lagging behind the route. So Caleb has to go up here, still makes a great throw. Boom. Keenan Allen you don't want to say he's just going through the motions, but he kind of was. He's getting the work in. He's getting himself in shape. He is ever the professional. You do not have to worry about Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen legitimately is someone who the second, and I would assume they knew before we knew that they weren't playing. The second that they found out that they weren't playing, he turned it on. In the last 2 days of practice, you've seen Keenan Allen have a 3-touchdown day. Yesterday, I believe he caught. I don't know if if I'm giving him a touchdown on that. He caught a couple of nice passes. I don't know if I'm giving him a touchdown on that. He was consistently this wide open route going like a little dig route to the outside. He was consistently open on that, and they consistently continued to hit him on that. Like Keenan Allen's the last person y'all need to be worried about at all. There was an absolute dart that Caleb threw to Keenan. I mean, defenders close it, all of that. He's the last person you need to be worried about. I'm not worried about what is Keenan? Is he a 13-year vet? I'm not worried about a 13-year vet getting ready for preseason. 10-year vet. Came in 2013, so this will be his 11th year. I'm not worried about an 11-year vet being ready for preseason. I'm worried about him and Caleb's dynamic on the field, and I'm going to tell you this right now. He's still one of the best third down targets in the NFL. He's still going to be the zone killer on this team. Like, he's dominant. He's dominant. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what this ends up what ends up happening with that in the regular season, but I'm not worried about Keenan Allen in the slightest. The other thing that, and I put the comment up there from Shane O'Mac to Mac, there was a little fighty fight yesterday. There was a little kerfuffle, shall we say. The first one, there was two. So on a play from Javon Dexter, lays out Ian Wheeler. I'm talking about. It's one of the hardest hits I've seen at practice. And I think what you're seeing is now there's a tone being set. I think what you're seeing now is that these guys are a little bit chippy, a little bit ready to get after it, a little bit on edge. They're a little bit tired. They're ready for camp to be over. And they're like, guess what? If I'm going to be here, I'm hitting somebody. If I'm going to be here, I'm hitting somebody. Like, we're not doing this for 3 weeks of no hitting. Nah, we started hitting, I'm hitting. So hits Ian Wheeler. Everybody comes together. I think Tevin Jenkins was the first person kind of like, hey, what you doing? Him and Javon have a little powwow, little conversation there. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of grabbing. Yeah, I mean, just shoulders back and forth, basically. Yeah, a little face mask to face mask. It's over. Very next play. Velus Jones, little run to the outside. TJ Edwards on the wrap up. Here comes Tremaine. Lays him out. Oh, now we ready to get it cracking. Now, this one was a fight. The first one, little kerfuffle, little fracas. Little, yeah, I mean, skirmish. Nothing crazy. The second one was a fight. The second one, hey, let's get after it then. Oh, we doing this? Let's go. Come on now. And they all over it. I mean, I think it's Jalen Johnson. Like, you see somebody just jumping on top of the pile, just like Peanut Tillman style, just punching down. I'm like, what is happening right now? Like I thought that was the epitome of. By the way, over 200 in a chat. 200, 200, 200. That was the epitome of like, we got 3 more weeks of this. I'm at your head for the next 3 weeks. And I love it. Because what it feels like is now they understand it's time to get the real work in. Through the preseason games, there's been a lot of learning, a lot of understanding, a lot of trying to figure things out, a lot of trying to get the offense together. Now it feels like, all right, let's go. Let's get after it. Now it's time to, yeah, I mean, like that's what you want. We got 3 weeks to the start of the season. That's what you want to see. That's how you want to see this team attack it. And I'm excited by that. I think this Bears team is going to be, I mean, listen, for me personally, the defense I have no question marks on. I think that this for sure can be a top 5 defense in the NFL. Dare I say, even with some of the pass rush questions, because of how they're calling the defense. And we've seen a lot of DB blitzes. We've seen a lot of blitzes up the middle from Tremaine Edmonds and or TJ Edwards, right? We've seen a lot of just being a lot more aggressive than the Bears have been. And I think that comes down to trust. There's a trust between Matt Eberflus and the defense now, and understanding of, oh, I can send you guys on this, but also you're going to have enough time to get back. That trust being there, to me, is the most important thing that the Bears can continue to build on, because it allows Flus to go, hey, yo, let's blitz on this one. I know that Jalen's going to be back there covering. I know that Tyreek is going to be back there covering. I know I got, TJ back there. I got these guys. We're going to be fine. Let's blitz on this. Let's be aggressive. Give me a Coach Yost. I want a little Coach Yost and Flus. We're going to blitz all night. I want a little Coach Yost. That to me is something that you can hang your hat on. And especially through those first early games where you're getting all of the rookie quarterbacks, it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous, boys. It's going to be dangerous. Offensively, like I said, yesterday I continued to see the growth. You continue to see the development. And I think that you're continuing to see these relationships blossom in the right direction. I think the other thing too that also has me the most confident right now is, right, I keep talking about, right, the offense is getting closer to the defense. They're slowly inching their way up. It's basically because a lot of these plays are ending in stalemates. It's a pass over the middle, gain of 5, stop. Next play, pass for 2, loss of 4, stop, right? Like deep pass over the middle, boom, got it. Pass to the end zone, deflected. Like it's a lot of back and forth, but it doesn't feel like the offense isn't working, because every time we've seen this offense go up against a different defense, they have been able to look competent. And yes, I know the first 3 and outs, right? But remember, the headset was going out. I'm running with that. I don't care. They put it out on Hard Knocks. The headset was a problem. I don't know no different. Am I supposed to not believe them? But the headset was going out. Because the headset was going out, he wasn't getting to play. He was trying to piece it together. Let's go. I love it. Give me an excuse. There's going to be so many excuses for this young man the first year of his career, dog. Like, mugs are going to be sitting there literally just like, hey, bro, it is what it is. Like, just keep it going. Just keep it going. Nope, that wasn't a problem. The interception? No, there's no interceptions here, my boy. But to me, at the end of the day, you feel like the offense is continuing to move in the right direction. You feel like they're getting an understanding of this, and you feel like as days go on, as we're getting into the last 3 weeks of training camp here, that what Flus is doing is actually preparing them for the season. That to me is a good feeling from a head coach that I had massive questions on. Most of these questions he's answered throughout training camp. Now let's see you do it in some real games. That's the goal. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We will be back today at 6 for practice. Good grief. Reacting to practice. So stay tapped in with us on that as well. Me and the super producer Joel Holt, I believe, will be the only ones on today, but that means it's going to be a very football-centric show. None of those side stories on families. But hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Shout out to y'all for rocking with me in the AM, man. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace. Wrong one. And there we go.
Red Nation, are we here? The best show for Chicago sports.